Hello students, how are you? Hope you're all fine. Yes. So in the last class we completed chapter 7 and I gave you homework as check your progress first 5 questions of that chapter 7. All have done, right? Okay. So today we are going to start new chapter. I actually planned for direct inverse variation, but then student there we yes. So there students we have to still wait for that class because that will take once we are back to the school. Okay, because in the third exercise you will find problem of understanding by virtual classes, so we have postponed it for now. We'll be taking that chapter later on. We'll start with a new chapter, that is cubes and cube roots. Okay, so this is a good chapter, interesting chapter, because you all know what cube means, what square means, right? In your junior classes, see previous classes, you have done this part. Square, cubes. Say for example, I take a number 2. Its square is 2 into 2 and its cube is 2 into 2 into 2. Cube means multiplying the same value with itself 3 times, right? So that's what we are going to talk about. So it's going to be quite interesting and easy exercise for you. Let's start with the same. Now I've taken this particular part from your book only so that this concept is very clear. As it is from your book, you'll see the summary and you'll write out before starting the chapter. Okay, chapter 4, before starting that, you'll write on all these points as it is in your register, and then you will start with the exercise. Okay, so let's start with the very first. Cube of a number is what? As I explained you just now, it is the product of number by itself 3 times. When a number is multiplied with itself 3 times, we call it as a cube. 8 cube, what does it mean? 8 into 8 into 8. 3 times 8 will be multiplied with itself. Fine. Next is cubes of natural numbers. Now natural numbers begin from 1 and there is no end to it. 1, 2, 3 and so on. All the numbers are natural numbers. Are called cube numbers or perfect cubes. Cubes of natural numbers are called cube numbers or perfect cubes. For example, let's say 1 cube is 1, 2 cube 8, 3 cube 27. So these are all called as 1, 8, 27, 64, which is cube of 4, 125, which is the cube of 5. So these are all called as perfect cubes or cube numbers. Fine. There is a table given in your book, students. You got to learn that table. 1 to 20 cube of numbers, natural numbers, 1 to 20, cube of the numbers, okay, and cube root also, so that it's very easy for you to take the questions when you do the exercise. A perfect cube can always be expressed as product of triplets or equal prime factors. This is very important point, okay, because this is what we are going to deal with in the exercise, first exercise. If I am saying that check the number 343, is it a perfect cube? How will you check? Yes, you will carry out the prime factorization of the number 343. Okay, 7 sevens are 49, 49 sevens are 343. So yes, I am able to write 343 as the product of triplets. Triplets means pair of 3 same numbers. So 7 into 7 into 7 triplets it forms. So that is why I'll say yes, 343 is a perfect cube. Have you all understood? We'll do these type of sums in the exercise. We'll check the numbers in the first question whether they are perfect cube or not by doing prime factorization first and then pairing up 3 same numbers. Okay, so if all the numbers are getting repeated 3 times, then we will say they are perfect cubes. Okay, next, cubes of odd numbers are odd and cube of even numbers are even. So it's just a fact, you need to learn it, you need to understand it. Now there are few more properties. If a number has 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 in its unit place, for example the number 64 in its unit place, what is the number? 4, then its cube also end with the same digit. Okay, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. So when I'll take the cube of such numbers, we will be having the end the digits as 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. Clear? If a number has 2 in its unit place, these are important point because few questions in the exercise will come based on this. So these properties you need to learn, students, as soon as possible. If a number has 2 in its unit place, then its cube ends with 8. There is a number which is having 2 at its unit place, 62, 42, 32. 2 is there at unit place. So whatever is the perfect cube of that number, it will have its unit place as 8 because 2 cube is 8. Fine. If a number has 8 in its unit place, 8, 18, 28, 8 is there in the unit place, then its cube end in 2. Clear? Clear? Next, if a number has 3 in its unit place, 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. So, then the cube ends in 7. For example, I say the number is 43. 3 is there in the unit place. So, then whatever is the cube of that number, it will have its unit place as the digit 7. Clear? Same goes with the next. If a number has 7 in its unit place, it will end with the unit place digit 3. Okay, the last digit, the end digit will be 3. If a number has 0 in its unit place, obvious, 10, 20, so then its cube end with 0. Okay, in fact, it has 3 zeros in the end. 10 cube, 10 tens are 100, 100 into 10, 1000. So 3 zeros are there. Clear? 20 into 20 into 20, 20 cube, 2 to the 4 to the 8 and 3 zeros. So what is it? This is the concept. Fine. Cube of a negative integer is always negative. Minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. If 3 times multiplied, minus and minus become plus, and at the end again that plus minus becomes minus. So that is how we proceed. The remaining properties will get back to it. Okay. If p by q is a rational number where q is not equal to 0, in the first chapter we did the definition, we discussed this definition of rational number. Then p by q whole cube is equal to numerator cube upon denominator cube. Clear, student? This was there in laws of exponents also, if you remember. Fine. Exactly the same here it is. The cube root of a number n is that number which when multiplied by itself 3 times gives n as the product. It is denoted by this. Square root for that, this is the sign. So for cube root we got to write 3 here. This is important. Pay attention very clearly, you must see this. Here you need to write square root is this only. Okay, square root of 2, square root of 4, square root of 64, like that. And if I write here 3, then this is called as, this is read as cube root. This is 3 and this is root. So cube root. Fine. And the last one you need to know is, yes, the last property that you need to know is cube root of, finding the cube root of is the inverse operation of finding cube. 2 cube is 8. So cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of 27 is 3. So that means 3 cube is 27. So that is inverse. It is true. Next is cube root of minus a cube. That is minus will come outside because we know cube is the power and we know it will always be negative. So that's what it is. Cube root of a into b. For example, I say cube root of, say, 2 into 3. So that is cube root of 6. So that can be written as cube root of 3 multiplied by cube root of 2. Fine. Again I am repeating. Say cube root of 3 into 5 is there. So what will we write it as? Cube root of 3 into cube root of 5. We can write it like that also. Last is cube root of a upon b, means cube root of the numerator a upon cube root of the denominator b. Learn these all properties, very very important, students. Once you have learned it, once you have written it, then only it will be easy for you to do the exercise part. Fine. This is to be written as it is. That's why I said before you start the exercise. Let's take the questions now from the exercise. Here we have to tell whether it is a perfect cube or not. The number is given 8000. I told you in the explanation part itself. Prime factorization of the number 8000. 2. Which type of numbers we use? Students, at times you make this mistake. Common error I see. You start taking here also these numbers like 4, 6 and all that. Don't do it. Because prime factorization means we have to find out the factors of the given number using prime numbers. So here all the numbers that I'm using must be prime. 1, remember, is neither prime nor composite. This total 10th class students forget it. 1 is neither prime nor composite. So the smallest prime number that we know is 2. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. These are all prime numbers and so on. Fine. So at least till 19 you need to know. Rather, if more you know, then also it will be good. Okay. Prime numbers you need to know. These are the numbers which have only two factors, 1 and the number itself. They don't come in any other table other than 1 and the number itself. So let's start with the 2. 4,000 we get 2. 2,000 we get next 2. 1,000 next 2. 500 next again one more 2. 250 and 2. 125s are. Now 5 25s are. 5 5s are. 5 1s are. So how many times this 5 is getting repeated? 3 times. Next 2, pair it up. 3 3. Why? Because cube, our cube root, and that we do the grouping of 3 3. Square root we do take 2 to pair. So triplet it is. 5 triplet is formed, 2 triplet is formed, and again 2 triplet is formed. So yes, since the grouping of prime factors occur in triplets, we see that there is no factor left. So it is a perfect cube. If even a single digit is left, not one, other than that, of course, 1 to last, that means no other factor is left. Okay, any is left, then that means you have to say that it is not a perfect cube. Question number 2, I'm taking the next question where we have to tell that again in this question we have to see what, yes, grouping of triplets we have to see, and then we have to tell whether it is a perfect cube or not. Okay, so let's see this part as well. Pay attention. What's the number? The number is 35,937. Okay, so again you will do the prime factorization. Yes, and then you'll be able to tell the number also. See, 3 is occurring 3 times, 11 is occurring 3 times. See student, when it is 1331 till 10, you know that it will not come in any of the tables. So you need to know that 1331 is the perfect cube number and it is cube of 11. If you know it, it won't be ever a problem for you to carry out the calculations. Otherwise, here only students you will get stuck. You'll keep on thinking which number, what is it. You need to know straight away. You don't have to waste time. So that up till 20, learn all the cubes. Okay, up to 20 cube you need to know it is 8,000. Like that you need to have it on your tips. Okay, so this is what we get. Yes, grouping is there, triplets are there, no factor is left. So is it a perfect cube? Yes, my dear student. What is the number whose cube is this? Yes, it is. From here I get 3 and from here I get 11. So 3 into 11, 33. So yes, this number is a perfect cube and it is cube of 33. Clear, students? So like that we have to do this question number 2. Let's take the next question. Here we have to tell which is the smallest number by which it must be multiplied. That means the number is not a perfect cube. We have to see which number is not getting repeated thrice. So whichever is left, that will be the least number to by which it should be multiplied. Okay. So the process remains the same. First step, prime factorization. 2 is occurring twice. 17 is occurring thrice. So since the grouping of prime factors and triplets, 2 into 2 is left. So what do we need? Which is the least number by which it should be multiplied? Yes, the required least number to be multiplied is 2. Clear, students? Fine. Same question if is asked for division. This complete you will take. You will have to take 2 into 2. 4 is the least number by which it should be divided so that it becomes a perfect. Okay. So you have to understand and then do this also. Question number 4. Let's see that. Fourth question we are having, find the smallest number by which it should be divided, as I was just now discussing with you. This is the prime factorization that we have done. Now 7 is occurring twice. The rest of the numbers 1, 2, 3 grouped, 1, 2, 3 grouped, 1, 2, 3 grouped, and 2 into 2. So what we can see is yes, grouping of the prime factors is in triplets. We see that the one factor 7 is left without grouping. So what is the least number by which it should be divided? See students here very carefully. What is the number? 2 is repeated 3 times. 2 is repeated 3 times. 2 is repeated 3 times, and at the end 2 is there 2 times. So what is the least number by which it should be divided? Yes. So the least number by which it should be multiplied, if it is, then it is 7. If it is divided, then it is all the number. 2 into 2 into 7 into 7. If I divide it by that, then it becomes a perfect cube. Take one more example, see here. Okay, it is 13,718. Carry out the prime factorization. 19 is repeated 3 times. 2 occurs only once. So what will you do here? Grouping. When we do, 2 is left. Okay, it is not grouped, it is not repeated thrice. So what is the least number by which it should be divided? It is 2. By which it should be multiplied if I ask, then 2 into 2, so that this 2 forms triplet. Okay, so least number by which it should be divided, it is 2, and by which it should be multiplied is 4. So in this question we have to tell only by which it should be divided. Fine. So your homework is, students, to do exercise 4.1, question number 1 to 4 remaining parts, and write all the points given in summary of chapter 4 from the book. Okay. Thank you, students.